What's going on YouTube? In today's video, we are going to be looking at some key books in my collection that are undervalued and still have some room to grow. What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to Kamagazi. My name is Q, and yes, in today's discussion we'll be talking about some key books in my collection that I feel are undervalued. So let's get into it. The first two have a bit of a connection with a certain character. I feel that both of them definitely have some room to grow and are undervalued. So the first one we have here is a Wolverine one. First issue in his own series. The next one would be Wolverine in his cameo appearance. So these two books, I believe, have a ton of room to grow, and let's look quickly at some numbers that I grabbed. So for the Wolverine one in 2021, the low price, and this is for the newsstand edition that I have here, and it's also for a 9.4. All the data that I grabbed was specific to the grades that I have. So this Wolverine newsstand 9.4, the lowest point in 2021 was $90, and it's gone up to about high sale of $450. Previously, and the year before, you could have had this book for $68. At its low, at its peak, it hit $100. But let's say the average right now is just shy of 400. With no news yet of Wolverine coming, but we know he will be making his reappearance in the MCU. Not sure when. So I feel that when that happens, these two books, this one specifically, will definitely see some gains. The Hulk 180 also has the potential to increase with the She-Hulk coming up, but also the reintroduction of the Hulk that we know. So the numbers for the Hulk, and this is a 6.0. So in 2021, the lowest point it hit was $635, and the highest it hit was $1,750. Actually, both of these books, I had actually said in my previous video that there's a bit of a dip in some of the key books that are for sale right now, and as of like this month, they both saw a bit of a decrease in price, but they peaked in and around, say, last month. But within the past 30 days, both have decreased in price. So this one is, as of 2020, it had a low of $400 and hit a high as $730. But let's say this book probably hovering around maybe $1,300 right now, maybe $1,400. You know, I still feel that it has potential to increase steadily for sure with the She-Hulk coming up, but also again with the reintroduction of the Hulk. So there's a bit of a connection between those two books. So those are the first two. Let me get into the next one. I did cover this in a previous video, my picking up of one of my grails, my Avengers 8. And again, I looked at the grades that I had. So for this 4.5, I did mention previously that in 2021, the low hit around $400 and the high hit at around $1,700. We all know why that happened, and it is still on a steady incline because of the Loki show and the introduction of possibly King, He Who Remains, Immortus, etc. But I think majority people are going to identify him with King. So even at a high right now, let's say it's around $1,500, I still, with King's future in the MCU, I still feel it has some room to grow. Is it going to be big gains? Maybe not, but it will definitely hold true to the price right now, and it definitely will increase as we see more movies with Kang. I think he's around for a little while, so I really feel that that has definitely some room to grow. Next one up, and these are kind of all over the map. It's just from my personal collection, some of my keys that I have, and I do consider this a key. It's first Angela, Spawn 9. Bought this the beginning of this year. Apologize. I got it for a pretty good price, but let's take a look at some numbers as well. So in 2021, a low of $74, and a high of $400, and it also is taking a bit of a dip the past month, like many other books. Previously in 2020, it hit a low of $45, looking for a 9.8, and it hit a high sale of $392. That was probably just maybe one sale, a couple sales. I don't think it was really going for all that much. But again, this book has some room to grow for sure. Angela will definitely, this is just my opinion, will definitely make her appearance in the MCU coming up, possibly in the Thor movie. I'm hopeful. It's not certain. I don't know. Again, it's just a little speculation of mine, but I feel that this book has some room to grow as well. All right, let's get through these. Done with the Spawn 9. Next, yes, one of my favorites. This was I stumbled upon this in a Facebook Marketplace, and I had to jump on it. It's a Marvel Premiere 1. Warlock. First introduction as him as Warlock. Yes, we all know that Warlock will be joining the MCU. What movie? We're not sure. But he will be coming for sure. And let's take a look at some numbers of this one. So in 2021, it hit a low of 138, and again, this was for the 6.0. I looked at CGC sales, so this PGX is probably I got it for a little bit lower, but I'm just going to assume that it was a 6.0 in CGC for now, for conversation's sake. But it hit a high of $350. But again, this one has also last month has taken a bit of a dip as well. But for sure, this particular book, I think this is going to be the hot one when Warlock gets introduced. And I know that this is definitely undervalued, and I know it has a ton of room to grow. So let's move on. I have the last one here. Amazing Spider-Man number 4, first Silk. And this one is actually signed by Roberto Ramos. So it has a little bit more of a value. I did look at the Ramos edition, but the signature maybe adds a bit of value. The 9.8 and what it was going for, and it was actually kind of surprising. It hit a low in 2021 at 480, and it actually peaked. I'm not sure how many sales were at this by $1,180. But again, this one last month took a bit of a dip in terms of pricing. So probably going for $800, maybe $900, roughly. Maybe less. I'm sure you can find it for much less. But again, this book, I feel that has a ton of room to grow once we get the introduction of Silk in her own series. I think she's going to be quite a popular character. yeah, I think it's also right now in my collection. It's also an undervalued book. There's so many more that we could get into, but I just wanted to kind of take a look at the ones that I had in my collection. And one of the reasons that I kind of picked them all up was I did feel that they all had potential to grow. These are all long-termers for my collection. I didn't buy them to flip. I'm gonna have them for a very, very long time, and I have no intention to buy and flip when they kind of peak. I'm just gonna hold on to them because I know in the long run that they will only increase. But this book actually last year, I think the low of in 2020 hit $150 and also a high of $800. But it also had peaked and then it kind of dipped, and then that last little dip, that's when I picked this one up. But yeah, I believe it has definitely some room to grow. 6 books that I have in my collection that I feel are undervalued per se. Again, these are just my opinions. It was one of my motivating factors to pick them up. Aside from the Avengers 8, that was really I just wanted that book. I love that cover. I know people are not a fan of it, but the rest of them I picked up because I knew that they had a potential to grow, and sometimes that's why we buy books. We buy books knowing that in the future that either a movie or a change in the character development or whatever will change the price. And again, it's one of the factors that brought me to have these in my collection. Again, there's so many, I believe, out there that have a ton of room to move, that are undervalued, and it just comes down to kind of what you're into and what your goals are in your collection with the bigger keys. And everybody's completely different. This is just a little glimpse into how I perceive these, and a glimpse into how I collect. Again, key issues. Just happy to have them in the collection. So that's it for this video. I just wanted to go through that. I thought it'll be kind of fun, even if it is just to create a conversation in your own head that some books can be had for a good price. One in this dip in the community in terms of what some of the keys are going for, but also a conversation in your head as to start hunting books that and do your research in terms of pricing and where they sit in the community, and again, have that conversation and try and find those books that you love. And that's what it's ultimately comes down to, is if you're gonna have these for a long time, there's a bit of a love affair with some of them. That's the whole point to collecting, in my opinion. Anyways, that's it for this video. I hope you guys found it a little bit informative. Thanks for joining me. If you can leave me comment, like, subscribe if you're not. Always like to chat. I'll have my Instagram link below. And yeah, that's all I have for today. Hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I will talk to you soon. Cheers.